Hare Krishna. A lot of people had asked this question, so we thought today in the class we will address it. The question was why there is calamities, particularly in reference to at Uttarkhand there was a huge calamity, Badrinath, Kedarnath, and a lot of people died. So in thousands. Why there are calamities? So let us just try to understand. Firstly, it's very common sense understanding which is already there in all the news. And it is that the calamities occur because we play with the nature. Nature has its own course. And even here there are laws, what is called CRJ laws. You can't. The river is there, means this many 100 meter, 500 meter, no construction. But there they broke all the laws. Just on the river bank, buildings were constructed. Therefore the videos have come, buildings are falling into the river. Wow, they cannot be even allowed. There are rules. And particularly these are the rivers that just very powerful, forceful rivers. Ganga and other tributaries of Ganga. Very powerful rivers. And so that is one of the reasons why this all happened. Just trying to understand first the immediate cause, then the remote cause. In modern science, people are more interested in immediate cause. They are not interested in remote cause. That's the difference between science and spirituality. But present day, what is known as science, is only interested in immediate cause. Little detailed, deep cause, sometimes they don't know. So okay, this was just understood. So there was it's like this. There was a lot of deforestation. Because of deforestation, what happens? The soil becomes loose. Just like somebody was telling me, he came from Kerala to Mangalore. So the heavy rain through. So, but all the the nalas, everything in Kerala is of fresh water, clean. But the moment it started coming toward Mangalore, it's a mud because there is not so much. Practically, now they want to remove even forest area in Mangalore. They convert it to agricultural land. Then agriculture gets converted to commercial and residential. That's the plan. Anyway, so the idea is that moment you remove the forest cover, what happens is that if you put vegetation, some crop there, that's not a problem. But it is because something should be there to hold the soil. But if you remove just vegetation on the top of it, then there is nothing to hold the soil. The soil just goes through. Therefore, there was a mudslide, landslides, mudslide. Then there is huge quarry going on there, for minerals and all, for stone quarries. They are cutting the stones and all. It's a hilly area, a lot of stones are there. Correct? That is another area, reason because of that landslides happened. A lot of stones come, when the rain happened, a lot of stones came running down. Many people died because of that. How it was so loose. True, sometimes stones are loose, but why so much? Because of the effect of your land agriculture. You are cutting the stones there. That is everywhere. And then they had dams coming up. They have planned some 85 dams in the area because Ganga is one of the most powerful rivers. In fact, Krishna says among the rivers I am Ganga. Very important river. It goes crisscross the whole North India. And they want to put 85 dams, and already many are in planning, many have already been put. Because of that also, when you put dam, then again you do a lot of work of digging, this and that. So the natural soil, which is holding, whole thing gets disturbed. And then also, little remote cause, they are saying that it's because of global warming, because this was quite unusual. Generally they never had, how they measure rain, 100 millimeters they measure rainfall. In a day they had never more than 100. This time suddenly they had in a day 300. In one day, that is called cloud burst. Sudden this much rain in an area. All the rivers started overflowing. And also they are saying that some glaciers also, because of the global warming, they melted more. They also burst. So glaciers, when the big pieces of ice also start coming up. Like that. So there have been different analyses. These are more or less the immediate causes. Then going a little philosophical, the question will be, so then you get what you deserve, immediate causes. You are the cause of this. You cannot blame anybody. Why calamity occurs? You did it. But still, we can go a little more deeper and try to. So it was a calamity waiting to happen in one sense, and it happened. I mean, it is a disaster just waiting to happen. It had to happen one day with this kind of, even if you look from a material point of view, with all this kind of thing, this was a calamity which had to happen, and it happened. No doubt. Okay. Now the second question comes, is there any remotely we can feel? Because what is God doing? And they were going to temples only. So why? So let us go a little remote. The calamities happen. Even everybody has. Even if you don't die there, you die some other place. Death is sure. Why all this design itself by the Lord? Why? The point is that, before you go to even another we can understand, little less remote, is the nature. The nature is an energy of the Lord. It's under Lord's control, not your control. Prabhupada says, the modern day tendency is to control and exploit nature. Nature will revolt. It is not your servant. So when you try to play with the nature, that means the whole Prakriti at this place, at least Uttarkhand, you are playing with that. The nature revolted. It lost. I am not under your control. Correct? In fact, not only that, they say the people, it became more of a picnic spot. Lakhs and lakhs of people are coming, and so many things. So nature revolted against exploitation of that level. I'm not yours. That's what modern day tendency, how to control and exploit nature. Nature will revolt. And nature is very powerful. Somebody is commenting with the kind of development we have today. The 50 years or 70 years of independence we have developed in technology, this and that. But you cannot do much. Some people who survive, you brought helicopters and pulled them out. But when the deluge happened, minutes, it happened in minutes, nothing could be done. Nature is very powerful. One earthquake, a few million people can also die. You can't face nature. So why is it that, then coming back to what we are starting, the calamities are, why the calamities looks like are ingrained in this world? Yes, old age is a calamity, death is a calamity, so many diseases are a calamity. And sometimes wars also. Why these things are looks like ingrained into this world? Yes. Because the point is that these calamities create an appetite in us for philosophy. Appetite in us, just like somebody, we were saying, he had a death in his family. So I said, how was it when he went to Shamshan Ghat? I said, full philosophy. Just thinking what's the meaning of life. At that moment, I was so serious. So calamities are therefore needed sometimes. Just like I always give an example. A good teacher will give exams, lot of exams, when students don't study. Correct? The teacher going and teaching, so nobody knows anything. Because classes means, always any teacher, first class is always good. But next class, things start becoming boring for the teacher. The students are not reading daily. If the students come prepared for the class, teaching is a pleasure. Correct? Teaching is a pleasure. Actually, ideally, every student should read before he comes for the class. He should himself try to understand the subject. That means he has an interest for the subject. Otherwise, why study? Vedic time, it was very clear. Somebody wants knowledge, only then he is trained as a Brahmana. Otherwise, why train him as a Brahmana? Train him as a Kshatriya. Or he is not even ready for rigorous training of Kshatriya. Train him as a Vaishya. But he is not even interested in training of Vaishya. Okay, go. No need of training. Learn how to hit hammer and sweep the road. But today what happens, artificially, even though people Kalava Shudra Sambhava, actually most of the population Kali is only fit for sweeping the road, nothing more. But artificially they put them in education system. They are not interested. They are not interested. Because they are Shudras. Kalava Shudra Sambhava. So anyway, so what a teacher will do when a situation is like that, student doesn't want to study. Why he has taken admission? Sometimes we ask this question, why you taken this as a teacher? You're not reading one word. You're not interested in the subject. Why you go better work directly? Anyway, so you have decided not study. So what the teacher will do now? Teacher has to give exams. Every class he will give an exam to see that you are on the course. It has to do. So similarly, an exam for a student looks like a calamity because it's tough, it's painful, you get ridiculed, you get laughed at. So in the same way, Krishna is preparing us for death. Ante Narayana Smriti. At the time of death, we have to think of Krishna. So these kind of calamities are needed, particularly in Kali Yuga, more it is needed. Just like in Brahma's place, as the highest planet in the material world, there are no calamities. It is not needed. Brahma is very responsible person. Just like a student is very responsible, you don't need any exam. No exam. Brahma doesn't even have an exam of death in one sense because he's so sincere. When the creation dissolves, he goes back to kingdom of God. Correct? So sincere. So somebody is very sincere, doesn't need any exam. Why you study? What do you need an exam? He's enjoying studying. That is his appetite. So similarly, we should be. Athata Brahma Jigyasa, human life is meant for inquiry. That is the human life meant for. People want to just live like cats and dogs. So what happens? Calamities. Lot of calamities. Kali Yuga calamities are so many. We hear about that instance. Lord Rama's place, even Lord Krishna's time, one person came. Why my son has died before me? He asked this question. That means some inauspicious is happening in the kingdom. Why this kind of calamity is needed? Correct? If everything is auspicious, there is no need of any calamity. Ask this question. You must be, as a king, something is going wrong here. Why calamities happen? Calamity should not happen. If the world is being ruled in a wonderful way, there is no need for a nature to give calamity. No need. Why? So even personally, if you live a very responsible life, your life, calamity will reduce. And nobody wants calamity to reduce. That is one part. Okay? Understand? Nature doesn't. Because nature, if we don't surrender to the Lord, nature will slap us. It's like in a jail. If we don't follow, we have come to the jail for reformation. If we don't participate in the reformation, the army will come. Okay? Sometimes in the jail inside, they will strike, they beat up, they kill the guards and all. It happens in jails. Army comes in. They're not going to leave you. They're not going to allow you to do whatever you want. So people think we can do whatever we want in this world. Nature will not leave you, slap you. It's like in Japan, superpower, handle no calamity, 30,000 people died. Handle no. In America also some cyclone, 100 people died. Handle no, you are a superpower, stop the cyclone no. Nature is much more powerful than you. They have tricks always. Control. You can't control the nature. Now they're saying if an asteroid is coming on Earth, you will control. You do what you are supposed to do. Try to understand. Nature is not out of control. Nature is in control of the Lord. But you do your job. You are supposed to work for your God realization. You are supposed to work. You don't work for that. Wait. Calamities. Okay? So this is also another angle we have understood. And then the highest of the devotees, like Queen Kunti, they rather welcome calamities. Queen Kunti says, Vipada tantutassa swat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavata darshanam yasya apunavaha darshanam. She said, my dear Lord, let calamity come. Vipada means great calamity. Let them come more and more. Because when her husband became the emperor, Krishna was going. And it was a lifelong torture before that. Her husband died for Queen Kunti. She was quite young. That there was so much attempt to kill her children throughout the life. And their wife was publicly being stripped. Properly, they had an attempt on that. They tried to burn their house. They gave poison to Bhima. Then the Mahabharata was constantly calamities. And when Uddhava once came to meet her, from the message of Krishna, how are you? She broke down. Then she was in Hastina. He said, what do I do? I'm a widow, trying to protect my 5 children. Every day, there is an attempt on their life. What do I do? She was so sad, so much in pain. Whole life was painful. And then what happened was, Mahabharata war, anybody could have died. Because Krishna, in fact, even in the war with Karna, there was at that moment Karna threw an arrow at Arjuna and it was certain death. Krishna put the chariot down on the earth. You know that? Body. Chariot went down. What can be done? Krishna protected. There was no way Arjuna could have won the war. And even after the war was over, the Ashwatthama threw Brahmastra at the Pandavas and particularly at the child, Parikshit Maharaj, correct? And Krishna took a Shankha, Chakra, Kada, where he took a small Paramatma form. Lord is everywhere anyway, and protected their child also. This later ruled the world, Parikshit Maharaj. So constantly they were being protected by the Lord. So she says, let the calamities come again and again, my Lord. Why? Because of the calamities come, my Lord, I completely surrender to you. Bhavato darshanam yasya. And you are so kind to us. You come and give your darshan. And having a darshan, there is one great thing. I will not a darshan of second birth if I have your darshan. Because the greatest calamity is actually to take rebirth in this material world. So she said, my Lord, I will not have rebirth if I have your darshan. If I have your darshan, I will not have darshan of second birth. Bhavato darshanam yasya apuna bhava darshanam. Very nicely she says, poetically. Because whenever calamity is there, my Lord, I depend on you, and so much pleasure is there, even in surrendering to you, and you are so kind, you come. So seeing you, my Lord, she got addicted to this. Every time a trouble, I completely depend on you, and my Lord, you come. And having a darshan, I don't see rebirth in this world. I don't have to see rebirth. If I see you, I don't see rebirth. For everybody, this is the biggest calamity, because the cycle of calamities will continue. It has to stop somewhere. If you take rebirth in this world, again the calamity will happen. Old age, disease, death, again rebirth, again old age, disease, death. And now in this world, this way or that way, they have now mobile, this thing, ultrasonic scan. No mobile. They can, they move. Doctors move with they can carry in their car unit. And any house they can come and tell the child is male or female. And in India, everybody is interested to know. Because female means aborted. And abortion is legal now. That's why you see the skewed relationship. If you go normal probability, why? There should be more female than male, generally. Always it has been there in India. Therefore, but today, girls are not there only. From 850, 920, 950, per every 1,000, they're less than. Because they care. So, the point is that you will not be able to even take birth. You will be born in the womb only. 1, 2. How many times? You don't know how dangerous this world is. You are in the womb and suddenly your mother itself is killing you. How dangerous is this world? Calamities, this world, and as Kali Yuga progresses, more and more calamities will be part of the nature. More and more. Correct? So the point here is that we should, therefore, completely surrender to the Lord. These calamities create an appetite of surrender to the Lord. Therefore, it is ingrained in the design. Just like in a college, if there is no exam, nobody will study. Correct? It's needed. The same way, in this world, we need calamities, and we understood so many other reasons also. Actually. Calamities are nothing but actually the truth. I think my wife is permanent. Calamity just shows the truth. She is not permanent. There is nothing. If you know the truth, you never cry. You always knew. You always knew. Just like you are always conscious. You have mobile. It has a life of nowadays. They say this all mobile. 1 year they last. They spend 40,000, 50,000, 1 year life. So you know that 1 year is a life of this whatever I purchased. If it stops also after 1 year, say 2 years or say 5 years, it stops. Then you are not sad, that was the life. Okay? Similarly, we are not conscious of the fact. Why we cry? Somebody dies after 50 years, it's natural, it happens. Death is proper is to say, to die is not wonderful, to live is wonderful. And that's what people say, no, he died. It is obvious, no? He had to die. Why are you surprised? He lived, that is a surprise. And then, lastly, somebody may say that, in India, compared to any other part of the world, more dharma is followed. Correct? More dharma is followed. I say that. Why there are so much? India was looted for 700 years. Looted practically. People came in camels and loaded and loaded. So many temples, every year they used to come and load because people were so why is it in India so much calamities happen? You take the partition, millions of people were slaughtered, they died. Somebody became prime minister, he was very happy. Two people became happily prime minister. How many people died? I don't think in history of world these many people have died. And even in a war, millions of people, uncountable actually. Trains or dead people used to be sent as a gift. You know that? They used to load a train of dead people and send as a gift for you to take. Can't even imagine the kind of things which will happen. Why so much calamity? The question may ask, in India there are so many temples, people look to be so much religious also. Why calamity is here? Why exams here? Because the point is, here it is expected more. It's like a nursery student and a graduate student. Graduate student is expected to know things more. You don't expect much from a nursery student. He gives this example many times. If a dog jumps a traffic signal, punishment is less. What punishment? There is rather no punishment. Correct? Because the dog itself is a punishment. So similarly, if you are born not in India, that itself is a punishment. You are missing all the holy dhammas. You are missing such a beautiful knowledge of the scriptures. You are missing all the teachings, all the culture. Missing. But so that itself is a punishment. But those born in India, if they not take advantage of that and they behave in an irresponsible way, the punishment is more. That is why we can understand this punishment. And that many people reported, even in the holy place, people were coming, it was more like a picnic. Not everybody was coming in a serious way. And nonsense activities, breaking of regulatory principles was going on. So there was many reasons we can understand these things happen. Srila Prabhupada ki